everybody, this is Cheri at djsundry.blogspot.com, and I am going to do a compare and contrast between these two pens. Now this is my Old Faithful Lamy Safari in Lilac. This was a pen of the year a few years ago. I can't remember what year. It was either 16, 17, maybe 15, I don't remember. So if you find this, it's probably one that someone's had stashed for a while because it's not being made now. And this has been my favorite fountain pen for quite a while. So as I mentioned on a recent haul video, I recently purchased this TWSBI. And so I wanted to kind of compare them, contrast them. I actually had somebody ask me how I liked it compared to my Lamy, so I thought, well, let's just do a test and see. So I will tell you that I convert my pens when they are convertible using the converter cartridge so that I can use my own ink. I enjoy having the colored inks. I enjoy using my pens, and I find that for me it seems more cost effective to do it that way. So the Lamy, that would be one of the first things to compare and contrast between them. The Lamy does give you the option of being able to use a converter versus using the cartridges that you can just pop in and out when they're empty. And the TWSBI does not give you that. So if you're buying this TWSBI, and this is also this limited edition that came out. I don't know when it came out, but it's still available. I just purchased this last week, I think. But this is the TWSBI Echo. Of course, I know you can tell I've got this purple thing going on, and if you're new to my YouTube channel, that I'll just say it right now, I am a purple person. I love purple. If you're not new to my YouTube channel, you probably already knew that. But as you can see, I've got the purple going on. But you cannot get a cartridge for this. It is its own cartridge, I guess you would say. So that is one difference. If you're not interested in buying bottles of ink, you probably want to stay away from this one. I don't mind even making a mess with it. I think it's fun. I don't mind if my hands end up with purple, black, green, blue, whatever color I'm dealing with. I don't care. I don't mind having the different inks all over me, but if you need something on the go that's quick and easy, this pen is definitely not going to be for you. Price points, even though this pen is no longer available, Lamy Safaris are available, and they're actually pretty comparable in prices. Depending on where you purchase them, a Lamy Safari not on sale is probably going to run you right around $30, and you can get them in different places. I've even seen them in local places. I have my favorite my favorite craft store, and they actually sell Lamys there, but you can get them on Amazon. You can get them. My favorite place to shop personally, and this is not I get no reimbursement for this, but I really enjoy shopping at the Goulet Pen Company. You can also get things from Jet Pens, and actually that's where I got this one, was from Jet Pens, and they're going to run about the same, right around $30. I think when I purchased this one, I think I paid at Jet Pens, I think it was 31 something, whereas had I purchased it from Goulet, it was maybe 29 something. So they're very, very close in cost. So it's a good starting point. You know, if it's your first pen ever, you might want to try something more like the Pilot Metropolitan. If it's not your first time ever, I think that this is a good price point for a fountain pen, at least for me. Those are some of the similarities. Now, as I said, I have filled mine with ink. Now in this one I have this, this is Damson, and they're both the same brand. Yes, they're both the same brand, and I purchased these from Goulet. This one is Majestic Purple. I currently have that one in this pen. This is Damson brand, and I don't know if it's Diamine, but those are the brands that I use, and I just use those brands just because, again, we're talking about affordability. This size of a bottle in this particular brand, especially when you're new, like many of us are, I just find that it was a good price point for me. So I'm going to set those aside. Let's pull the pins out and kind of look at the difference in the how they write. Now I will tell you that I believe that my Lamy, and I've had it for a long time, but I'm pretty sure that I purchased it in extra fine, whereas this is in fine. And the reason why I did fine over extra fine, because I've purchased other pens outside of the Lamy. I'm comfortable purchasing a Lamy in extra fine because I've used it and it works for me. But there's been other pens that I've purchased that weren't Lamys in extra fine, and they just were too scratchy for me. Maybe they had nib problems. I don't know, but I just didn't want to take that risk, so I went with a fine. So there, you may notice a little bit of difference in that. The other thing, as I'm pulling it off, both of them post beautifully, which is important to me because I'm likely to lose the lid. And so they post, they stay snug, but not too snug. So that's one thing that they both are the same, but one thing that's different is on the Lamy, it's just going to pull open. Whereas on the TWSBI, it is a screw off lid. So, and I'll show that to you when I pull that up. So I'm just going to, and I'm hoping I can't remember if my ink's good in this one. Now this particular purple, you have to look fairly closely to know that it's purple because it has a lot of black to it. In fact, I, as a nurse, in different, well, probably anywhere with legal documents, you don't use purple. But I don't feel quite like, and I don't in legal documents for work and stuff, but in different things, I don't feel like this is quite so blazing purple that somebody's going to go, oh yeah, she uses colored ink and everything. Well, I don't care if she does, if they think that or not, but this one is just a little bit more professional, I guess you could say, when it tends to black. And this is, I just love this Lamy. And the person that asked me, how does it compare to your Lamy, knows, has actually used my Lamy and also likes it, and I just love the smoothness of this particular Lamy. My other Lamy that I have, it seems to be, I think I've got some nib issues with it, but just the beauty of the writing of that pen is wonderful with the steel nib. And so then this is the TWSBI. Now, as far as feel for feel, this is a little bit heavier pen, and like I didn't even highlight it, but you definitely, you screw the lid on and off, but it posts, it does have this little click when you post it, and I didn't push it far enough when I first used it, and so it, you know, it slid right off while I was using it, and I don't like that. So this, it actually posts really nicely. It's also a nice weight in my hand. If you're used to using a Lamy, I would say that the TWSBI is definitely heavier than a Lamy. I like this particular weight with my Lamy. I was a little bit concerned at the barrel size of this when I first got it, as well as the weight, but now that I've used it for about a week or so, I find that the weight is about perfect for me as well. I've had pens that are too heavy that actually I don't find comfortable to use, and so this one is not like that at all. It really has a nice weight. So again, it is the TWSBI, and I don't know that there is a huge difference in the size when I'm writing with it, and maybe that's just my pressure on it, but I don't see a huge difference in my size between the extra fine Lamy and the fine TWSBI. I will say that it's fine enough for me. I really do not like bold pens, and so this is fine enough for me, and I will feel really comfortable using it in my journal and my planner without any problem. So that is, again, really smooth writing, no nib trouble, filling It was a little bit of a challenge, but I think, you know, next time it should go much smoother. I'm not going to go into all of the filling mechanism. It is a twist. Oops, sorry. It is a twist fill, and the one thing that I do really like about that is when you compare the amount of ink you can use, you can put a lot of ink into the TWSBI. So that is definitely one of the advantages of using a pen like the TWSBI, that the ink doesn't come, you don't have to purchase a converter for it. So that is one cost difference when you kind of think about it. Typically, if you purchase a converter for Lamy, it's going to run you about $6 or $7 extra, and that's just the part of the pen with the TWSBI. So again, that's a personal preference thing. If you think that you want to use cartridge, this pen is definitely not for you. If you like to fill your own inks and be able to switch them out and you know, clean them and put a new ink color in there quickly and not have to wait until you run out of your cartridge because you don't dare want to take it out and lose it, then either one of these will work great for you. So as far as, do I have a favorite? I don't know that I'm quite ready to give up on my Lamy and say, okay, it's time to say that the TWSBI is my favorite. I'm not there yet. I don't know if I will ever be there, because this is really, I guess you would say, in pen world, this is my first love. But I will say that this is going to run a pretty good second for me. Now, I don't have expensive fountain pens, and so I can't compare with how that makes a difference. But I know for me, for the money that I'm willing to spend, both of these pens I would highly recommend. So I hope that gives you some ideas of some of the differences. If you haven't purchased a fountain pen and you're looking to spend around $30 to $40, either one of these are perfect in my opinion. Now, if you want to try it, and you can spend as little as $4 or $5 for a preppy that you can purchase. You can even get I can't remember what it's called. I think it's a pilot pen that is truly a disposable pen for a couple bucks, $2 or $3. Pilot Metropolitan, also a very good pen. I own one. I quit using it when I fell in love with my Lamy. That was a fountain pen that I bought early on in my journey, and it runs about $15, and that's also a very good pen. So that just kind of gives you some ideas on prices if you are thinking, maybe I want to try that, but I don't want to spend a lot of money. That's what you're looking at when you start out. So hope that helps. Thanks so much for stopping by today, and remember, take some time to enjoy the little things. Have a great day.